range, shooter, 2 shots, boom. We moving too fast from 20 to dash, no hesitate, we getting in tune. Shake it, baby, flossy, ooh, treating, hand rock, mix with deuce, range, shooter, 2 shots.
Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. It's been a long time, but I wanted to drop this long glitter set with diamond set that I did for my friend's birthday. This video is kind of old. I changed up my style a little bit about how I do nails right now, but it's still a great video. It's still some great content that you guys can watch. And right now, just to start it off and get right into it, I'm putting the prep and prime on her nails. Okay guys, so we're gonna get into the next step, and I'm gonna put you guys on to one of my little secrets or whatever. It's not really a secret. I found this out from a YouTuber named Natalie Carmona, I feel like her name is, but I'm gonna put it in the description down below. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. But when your girl was learning how to do nails and stuff, she was the GOAT for me, and one of her tips was to lay a bead, like a wet-ish bead of clear acrylic, to help add structure to your nails. And I love that so much. You use less colored acrylic, and especially when you're doing longer sets like this, or like extendos that we love, what I love, it helps to preserve the amount of colored acrylic that you use, and just to make sure, like, to help the structure and integrity of your nails. So I add the clear like this to all the sets I do. It does not matter whether from short to extra long sets. I do this all the time. It's just something I have to do to all my sets because I don't know, I just feel like it's missing if I don't. So while I was putting the clear acrylic, I was looking at the tips a little closer. At this point, I already technically did file and cut and shape everything, but I just felt like some of the nails just weren't the same length, so I just went in and fixed that. Now I'm going in with Valentino Beauty Pure's Hidden Pleasure Acrylic. Don't mind the top of the cuticle area of the pinky. I'm gonna go back in with that. We were doing a lot of talking, a lot of everything, and I think at the moment I had just missed that, but trust and believe, I went back in and I fixed that. And also, this is like a shimmer glittery acrylic, sorry about that. And so after I'm done laying down the glitter, I'm going to go back in with a clear acrylic, just to make sure that when I'm filing and drilling and doing all that jazz, that we still maintain the shimmer. To apply my acrylic, I go in with like a medium to wet-ish kind of sort of bead as my initial starting point when I'm doing like longer nails, and then I kind of go in the, I wouldn't say middle, maybe like 3/4 up the nail, maybe I would say that, but it's like not the middle, but a little bit lower than that of the nail, to try to get kind of the bottom area of the nail already structured up. And then I'm gonna follow that up with another medium to wet bead in the middle of the nail to provide structure and build that apex. And then I finally go in with a cuticle bead that is a little bit drier than the beads that I had used prior. Now that you can see me going in the middle section with that medium to wet bead, just patting it in. I like to use kind of like the top and the base kind of my brush to smooth that out. I do more tapping than brushing, which is what you want to do when you're doing acrylic. And then you see that I'm kind of holding her nail down a little bit because acrylic requires gravity. Like, gravity does most of the work. Just let it run and it's gonna run. Depending on how wet your bead is, you can make then it run in the direction that you want it to. And then yeah, and I'm just cleaning up the sides because we want that crisp, clear shape, feel me? And that's why we're going to continue to clean our sides. And right now I'm going in with that cuticle bead and I'm just pushing it up to the cuticle. I do sometimes leave a little space between the cuticle and the acrylic. That's just my personal preference, but you can do whatever you feel like is best. That's just how I do my nails. I'm not teaching or anything right now, and I'm building up my craft. I'm just a girl just trying to put you on to what I do. And I apologize for my kind of sick voice. I don't know if you could hear it, but it's not cute. But I'm gonna get this video out there for y'all, and I'm not gonna procrastinate, but sorry about my little sick voice. So again, I'm going in with that middle of the nail bead that is gonna provide us with that base, that apex. That is what helps us to have our nails not break. And I think this set lasted her for like maybe 3, maybe 4 weeks. She been doing a lot, and she went on a trip. My girl went to Cabo, was on the back of a camel, living her best bad bitch life. Oop, can I say that? Well, I'm gonna say that anyways. Living her best life, and her nails was lasting. And she came back and we had a lit ass time on her party bus, and the nails lasted through all of it. So yes, guys, the structure of your nail is so important to allowing it to last as long as it can. Obviously, like other factors with like the oil in your client's nail beds and how they live their life does affect how long their nails are going to last, but it's also really about the structure and how you're building their nails. I feel like my favorite finger to do application on is the thumb, because like just look at it, it has like more space to work with. I don't know, I love the thumb. I feel like they don't get enough love. But yeah, right now I'm just applying the acrylic to the thumb, doing the 3 bead method. I mostly do the 3 bead method for long and up, so like long, extra long sets. Sometimes I do it for like medium, but sometimes you can get away with the 2 bead method for medium, but it takes some practice to get that in. So in a different video I'm probably going to show you guys like the difference between the 2 bead method and the 3 bead method. But right now I'm just going in with my cuticle bead, making sure to push up everything, and I'm also still going to go in with clear, don't forget. I don't know if you guys notice, but like while I'm working and doing this video, sometimes I'm hitting y'all with different angles. When you start doing nails, or if you already do nails already, you already know, especially if it's like your friends or in general clients that do not know how to keep their hands steady. My girl is on her phone and we're talking more vibing, but girl, she do not keep her hands steady. None of my friends do. I love them and I still love doing their nails, but oh my goodness, if you could agree with me, comment down below, because sometimes it is so annoying when you're trying to just do the acrylic part and get that over with, or the shaping part. Like, girl, please keep your hands steady so we can finish. Okay, so I just passed by the application of thumb and the index finger, but you guys get it. You watch me do basically every other finger. So right now we're going in with the clear acrylic, and like I said, we're basically encapsulating that glitter shimmery shade that we already laid down. And so I'm taking like a medium to wet bead and allowing it to kind of just run over the acrylic. I think that sometimes, like at this current time, the temperature in my room is changing. So the space that I'm in, they had turned on the heat. So once you kind of change the temperature sometimes of the space that you're working in, then it can kind of sometimes mess with your materials. So the bead was a little bit drier than I wanted it to be, but you're gonna see, like, as I go by, I'm gonna change how much liquid I'm picking up. My liquid ratio, I'm gonna start changing that because the temperature had changed while I was literally in the middle of working. And you just gotta learn how to just keep going and lay the acrylic like your life depends on it.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. So no one else knows what you do. That's why I'm mine. Spend my life with you. I wanna please you in any way I can. I wanna share my world. Don't you understand? Your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give all day long.
So I did speed up the video a little bit, but you could still kind of tell that the beads that I'm still putting down are still way more I guess you could say liquidy or wetter than how when I initially had started, because I just started to kind of like pick up more liquid in my brush and then put it into the powder so that I can still get a wetter bead. Okay, so first things first, I'm so sorry. When we were recording, I did not realize that the orientation of my camera had changed, so it stopped being landscape and it started to be portrait. But I'm still gonna make sure that you guys get some footage. So right now I'm shaping up her nails. I'm using an 8080 grit file, and I'm going into the sides and I'm using my file horizontally and vertically so that I can make sure that I get the most square shape possible. And I'm also kind of like squeezing like the sides of her fingers so that I can get into the little nook and cranny to make sure I'm filing away all the acrylic, because if the cuticle is flooded, then that can cause lifting, and so we want to make sure that does not happen. And while also filing the sides, I am also filing the base, the top part of the nail, to kind of smooth it out with the file before I go in with my hand drill. So now I'm going in with my gold barrel bit and I'm just kind of trying to make sure that any excesses in the cuticle, that I drill that away. And I'm just going around lightly. The speed of my drill is not high because you want to make sure too that you're not cutting your client or anything or applying too much pressure. And everybody's nails are also like sensitive, depending on. Hers are not, but I know there's some of my clients who are also kind of like also afraid of the drill, so maybe too sometimes it's mind over matter. But you still don't need the drill to be too high when you're doing this step, because you don't want to remove too much acrylic from the cuticle area. Okay, so now I'm going in with a fine barrel bit to also ensure that there's still no leftover acrylic in the cuticle. And I'm also going over the entire body of my nail to kind of smooth out parts that I feel like that needs to be smoothed out. And overall, just trying to make sure the nails are perfect. I'm going in at the sides to make sure that the square shape is defined, because we want to try to get a crisp square shape. So now I'm going in with my cuticle bit just to make sure that literally there is nothing left in the cuticle, and that there is no overflowing, and that our cuticles are clean and clear and sealed up. The most important part is that our cuticle is sealed, so that as she's wearing it and living her life, that there's no water going underneath that can cause like greenies and stuff to develop, as well as that will cause lifting to happen. We don't want any moisture to try to go into the nails. And it's also important to seal them, because if there is any sort of lifting already, like, it's just going to make the nail come up if she hits it slightly or anything like that. So we want to make sure that these nails survive life. Okay, so now I'm going in with my fine gold barrel bit. I believe the black barrel bit that I used before this was extra fine, and this one is fine. So this one I'm using for the entire body of the nail, and I'm going into the cuticle, every part, making sure that the nail is super smooth. There's no lumps, bumps, nothing in there like that. So all of these steps, you can do them. Also, I feel like it works great. But also, just to help with my timing, I did switch up how I use my bits a little bit, and you guys can see that probably in a different video. But I still think that this method is really good. It really helps to make sure the cuticle is sealed and that the nails are super great, super flat. And if you're also just getting started and you're working on your acrylic application, and sometimes just some lumps and bumps, doing all of this would make sure that the cuticle is great, that the nail is smooth, and that there will be no issues. So doing all of these steps and using these different bits would help you great. So you can do that if you want to. So basically, the last step of my filing, my drilling, I'm gonna go in with my 240 sanding band that I used earlier, and this I'm going to make sure that everything is completely smooth. This is like usually the last step that I use when I'm filing my nails and drilling my nails. And this just kind of makes sure that everything is kind of in a way buffed out, smoothed out. Cuticle is super sealed. Any little lumps and bumps that I missed before, definitely gone now after using this bit. And I'm just going back over everything and just filing and sanding everything to be super flat, super clean, super perfect. So now I'm going in with my buffer and just buffing out the nails and making sure they're still super smooth, and that if there's anything left, that it gets buffed out. Okay, so with her set, she wanted the white outline, so that's what you see me doing now. I'm using my liner brush and I'm taking my white polish and doing the white outline. Sometimes there's like a little bit too much excess on the sides, and so I'm just wiping that off little by little, and yeah. It might look like that there's not a lot of acrylic by the cuticle area, but I promise you there is, and there's definitely too clear acrylic more than the glitter, but you're not even gonna see it because we're gonna put a lot of diamonds on. But I promise you that the whole nail has acrylic on it. It's sealed by the cuticle area. It's just clear acrylic.
If I wrote you a symphony just to say how much you mean to me, what would you do? If I told you you were beautiful, would you date me on the regular? Tell me, would you? Well, baby, I've been around the world, but I ain't seen myself another girl like you. This ring here represents my heart, but there's just one thing I need from you. Say I do, because
So at this point, she decided that she not only wanted some of them to have the outline, but to also have like the French outline instead of just the around the nail outline. So now I'm going back in and I'm doing the kind of like the French part, the French curve for her that she wants. And pretty much while I was doing it, I hated it, so I had to wipe it off and start over because yeah, I just did not like how that was looking. So now you're about to see me just wipe it off and do it again. And it's okay while you're doing nails to like make mistakes here and there. You're continuing to learn and to grow, and as long as like you fix your mistakes, then you're good. And sometimes it takes you to make a mistake to learn from it. So that's what I was doing. I didn't like it, and so I changed it.
and made you smile at every word I wrote. What would you do? Would that make you wanna change your scene and wanna be the one on my team? Tell me, would you? See, what's the point in waiting anymore? 'Cause girl, I've never been more sure that baby it's you. This ring here represents my
Okay, so now it's diamond time, and I'm going in with my Zule nail adhesive, and I'm kind of just freestyling the diamonds, honestly. Like, I'm just trying to feel for it, just vibing and just putting the diamonds wherever I feel like it's cute. Guys, I'm so sorry that the focus is off. When I was doing it, it looked fine and the focus kept just going in and out, but I hope that you could kind of still somewhat see it and kind of get the gist still of what I'm doing. So I'm not gonna lie, if you're a beginner, be very wary of this glue. It's an amazing glue. I love the glue. But if like you're not really sure of your diamond placement yet, hold off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. There are a lot of other great glues that just need curing underneath the light. This glue, it can cure underneath the light, but it also basically dries immediately. Like, it dries so fast, and if you need time to adjust and fix and do all of that stuff, you're not gonna have the time. I love the glue. It's gonna hold onto your diamonds for dear life. It won't go anywhere, but it will also hold onto your diamonds for dear life while you're applying it. And sometimes that's just too much. Like, I thought about it afterwards, like maybe I shouldn't have used that glue, but it's like I kind of already knew what I wanted to do. Like I was just feeling it, and I kind of, I was just going with it, and I had little ideas in my mind for what I wanted for each nail. But if I really had no idea and I was just freestyling, meaning like I don't know, I was just taking it second by second, then no, I would not use this glue because I cannot take them diamonds up. Or if I knew that she was gonna be kind of like indecisive about how she wanted the diamonds, then I definitely also would have used a different glue, because there's sometimes I use that glue and then girls are like, no, like I think I want it like this instead, and it's like, that's fine, but girl, it's dry, so give me a minute to take this off because it's gonna dry. Y'all, please do not mind my little crusty shorties. Like, I had those nails on for a minute. It don't even look like it, but I had them on for a minute. And they just looking crazy. Like, I was filing with them all that. Basically messed up my own shape, but I do that because I love what I do. So forget my nails. As long as my client's nails is sharp, that's what matters. So now we're basically just wrapping it all up. I'm putting on my base coat and my top coat, and that's pretty much it. I try not to get too much on the diamonds, but maybe just a little bit at the side so that the diamonds can kind of get resealed and re-cured with the top and base coat. And that about wraps it up. Thank you guys for watching this video. This is just the first one. More to come. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Bye.